Hi everyone, it's K-Red, and welcome back. We are on part 5 of our Zentangle inspired art project, where we are going step by step, process by process, thought by thought through this Zentangle inspired art project. It's been great fun talking through with you, and today we're doing a couple of my favorite doodles on it. So, without any more delay, let's get started. Let's see where we want to go next. We're getting a little more full, so that's nice. We have this line here. Thinking it might be fun to have the lace pattern. Don't know if you know what the lace pattern is. I need to put these in alphabetical order so that when I'm looking for a pattern I can find it quickly. I'm thinking it might be fun to have this going kind of like through here, maybe following it right along that ledge and around. Let's give that a try. And to do that, we're going to start by doing some dotted lines. I'm going to stick with this 05 pen. I think it will work for me. And I'm going to follow or aura right around the edges. Not real sure how this is going to look with the turned corners. We will find out together. Don't know if maybe I should have done the lines along the curve rather than having it be a blank spot, but we're going to play it by ear and see where we end up. Probably should have done that on a piece of paper first to test it out. It's kind of like how I did the curve on this one. We'll see. Okay, and then once you do that, then you can come back and you can add little circles onto all of the ends. And that's going to give you that lace look coming in and out. Yeah. I'm a little curious how this is going to look around here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next step, which is coloring in those ends. Just because I'm curious what it's going to look like. These circles weren't drawn quite as well as they could have been, but I should be able to clean them up a little bit with the drawing. The filling in portion. I guess that looks okay. Holding my pen way too tight. My hand is super tired already. I always know when there's some tension. I'm holding some tension from the week or some tension from the day because I hold my pen until way too tight. It's fun. I'm not really sure where to go next, but that is super cute. I like it when the lines that separate this have depth and dimension changes throughout it. I think that looks really nice. I'm not really sure what I want to draw next. Let's add that. I'm going to get a nice, good, solid pen. Let's do maybe I have a 1-2 here. And let's go ahead and do some things like this. Usually don't want to do it too early in a project because you're not real sure where you're going to be drawing. You want to be able to give yourself all the room to draw. And it's probably a little too early to do it here too, but not real sure what I want to draw next, so it seems like a good time just to be with the paper for a little bit, kind of see it in different ways. Like that. What do you think? See the difference between this line and this line? These, they just have a little bit more of a life to them. I almost want to use that line to draw on, though. What would be a good pattern that we would have that I could draw on a line? Let's go and give ourselves a little bit of a solid start in the middle of each of those swirls. I just love it going into a dark abyss. Now my temptation is to do my normal 3 little lines, 1 big line. Okay, I'm going to switch to pencil because I'm not sure, and I really am enjoying this paper. So when I'm doing a paper that I'm enjoying, or maybe I'm doing a paper that I want for a card or a project or something along those lines, what I will do is I will draw a lot in pencil. You've seen it all throughout here. You can just draw some little like waves on it, but I'm glad I did that in pencil because I really don't like that. Go ahead and do some erasing to make sure we have all of the pencil lines off of it. Like right here I had some black ink smudge. A lot of that can come up with a pencil eraser as well. It's kind of funny how that works, but it'll clean the paper up just a little bit sometimes. What if I just did circles all along it? Now that would be a lot of circles. So sometimes when you're deciding what design to do, take into consideration that you're talking a lot of circles. But I do kind of like it, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a 2 pen, an O2 pen. Those aren't so common. They only come in certain packs of the micron pens. So if you have a 3 or a 1, that would work as well. And I'm going to go and do circles. I'm going to do my best to try to keep them about the same width. Now these I'm not going to want to color in, because as soon as I color them in, they are going to lose their circle shape and just become kind of a blob. Take that one from experience. Now you could maybe color in every other one, but I don't usually like that look either. You could come in and do a dot in each one. Sometimes I've liked that, but most of the time I have not. This is an awful tiny one. If these were larger circles, I could just do a shading or just a little swatch of black in each one. Going around about 2 or 3 times and giving it about that amount of dimension. And I'm going to want to be careful that I come back and erase this mark after it's had plenty of time to dry. Microns dry very quickly, but if you go around something 2 or 3 times, or you have a bunch of ink together, it could take a little bit longer. So mainly what I liked about this is now we have 3 different types of lines on our paper. We have our laced, we have the circles, and we have the veins. I kind of like that. That's even almost a line, and that's even almost a line. We really have a pretty decent little thread of a theme going through it. What do you think? I like it. I like it better than the solid line. That is for certain. Now, often I'm tempted to come back in and go aura over the top of all of these, but they're so small and so close together that aura is very difficult to get to look right. So it would be fun to do, but I do suggest just a small amount of caution just to make sure that you get it right. Now it looks like this pencil mark I did here, I pressed too thick on it. It looks like there's marks on the paper itself. I'm sure I have already erased this more than once. And if you do erase it too many times, you will end up with faded black ink. So be warned about erasing too much. But sometimes my eyes get distracted and then it's hard for me to see something else because all I could see is a pencil mark, or all I could see is an eraser mark. So we'll spend a second trying to purge that from my eyes. It's fun. I like it. So I think I really do need something here, but it's such an odd shape. I wonder if I fill it in with a line that I just did away with, and then I could do, let's see, I have it in my mind what to do. I'm just not real sure what it's called. Let me see if I can find what it's called. You know what? This isn't what I had in mind, but I betcha I could do a nice beard flower right here, and that would look cute. So with my pencil, I would start over here and go up to the middle, and then I would come over here and come up to the middle. That would be my circle. Then I would go here. And I would go here. And I'm definitely giving these more of a flourish than we did in the pattern. And then it would come down. And up like that. Oh, I kind of like that there. Tell me what you think. I think we're going to do it, so I hope you said you liked it. Definitely not what I was thinking of. What I was thinking of, I'm going to give a little bit, I picked up the 2 again. I don't want that. Let's do something nice and solid like an 8. What I was thinking of doing was kind of giving myself a border and just doing some lines in it. But I think this will be much better. So I want to carefully give myself oh, I started with the end. That's funny. It goes to there, and it goes to there. Now the order is not going to matter because I've done it in pencil, so it'll be okay. But in the pattern, that was my last step, was the bottom one that I did. So definitely got that a little bit out of order, but that's okay. Nobody will ever know but you and me. And we don't judge. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to switch. I'm going to go to an 01 pen because I want a much thinner line. And for my 01 pen, I'm going to go down and put in straight lines back on itself so that this can look like the paper is swirling. Just like that. That's with an 01. So then I'm going to go back to my 5. I'm going to continue this line down so that that arc is the same. Just like that. Oh, cute. Cute. Glad I thought of that. Thank you, Peaceful Patterns Tiles. Definitely worked for there. Now, do I want something else here? I think my paper's getting a little full. Turn your paper around, look at it from all the angles. The piece of me that wants to aura this, I'm not sure that's the way to go. Piece of me that wants to put dots all behind this, I'm cautioning myself that that may not be the way to go either. That makes me a little nervous. I think this portion here, I'm going to be happy with it being done. I don't want it to be any more crowded than that, I don't think. But I think if I add anything in here, it might just be some flowers. I have these here. I have those flowers there. I have my bearded flower there. Let me pick up my tiles again. Think I can get inspiration can strike twice? These are always cute. And you could put a little spray of them here. Let's see where I put my pencil down. These are called, I always forget what they're called, E's. And you're going to start by making a point like this. Then you're going to make a point like this. Then you're going to put a circle in the middle. Then you can do another one. But I think it's just too big for the space. And I could make them smaller. I just don't think they're fitting quite right. I like them. They're just not fitting quite right. I like Fingal, but it's not going to fit quite right either. Here's the Zion pattern. This is what I was thinking of doing all in here. I'm sure glad I did that flower instead. What if, go back to that pencil, I just gave myself, after I erase that wiggly line coming down, some lines like this, and I do something as simple and basic as, I forget what it's called, Kelp. And there's just some ribbons, just a little string coming down with little teardrops on them. I always caution myself when I get to this point and think, am I just trying to fill in white space? Or is it something that my paper is actually calling for? But I do kind of like it. I think it is calling for something in there. I'm tempted to add like a flower petal going around here and playing off of that flower petal, playing off that mandala a little bit more. We could have quite a few kelp through here, going vertical and horizontal across each other. And we could continue them over here. You can tell I'm not spending much time on it. I can't visualize what these would look like with my drawings. I don't have that artistic eye where I could anticipate what they look like without having some more of a physical drawing on there. But I like that. So I think I am going to do that. I'm going to go back to my O2 pen. So I have a very thin pen. I'm going to hopefully be in frame here. Let's go ahead and start with a line like this. I'm happy with this line. And let it go ahead and continue up into that. I'm going to clean this up a little bit while we're here with a fine pen. It's always easier to clean with a fine pen. And we're adding just these nice to a point little kelps. And giving them some decent space apart. I don't think they need to be right on top of each other. Now let's go ahead and do another line. We're going to go ahead and clean that up while we're here. Coming down from that line, we're going to split the difference right through there. this point, my mind is really starting to turn towards shading. What is this going to look like shaded? Now, I would need to make a decision at this point if I want to add color to it. And I can tell you right now, I do not. Very seldom do I like to add color. Sometimes I will, but it isn't always my favorite thing to do. So now I need to decide, do I want this to continue the kelp over to here? And I think I do. So we're going to add a sideways one here. That's going to go right through it. And I know I don't want to color today. I'm not in the mood to play with color. These would be so much fun to play with color. But I don't have that feeling today. So to me, color is a little difficult, and it definitely is something I have to think about. And I definitely don't want to have to think about it today. So then let's go ahead and let's see as if that line continued on right down like that. And let's get some nice kelp in here. It's called kelp, and I get why, and I think that's an awesome name for it, but it does look a little bit to me like twinkly lights, so I do kind of like it for that reason too. So now we're going to have this line that's here. Let's darken it, make it nice and bold, and let's go ahead and continue it as if that kelp string is doing an aura right along that side. See, I'm going to work an aura into this pattern yet. So one of the things I'm going to need to decide, besides cleaning this one up, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to need to decide if I want these little kelp petals to be colored in at this moment. I don't think I do. I think they look cute when you only color in some of them, like a sporadic amount of them. I might do that at the very end, seeing what it looks like after shading, after all that is done. Then I just might want to come back in and it looks like it's almost done in pencil. So we're going to give that a nice little dark. I'm going to be really sorry I did it, but it's too late. My pen moved faster than my mind. So there's that. So then let's do another one. Notice how I turned my paper. That's going to help me get different angles, different designs. This is definitely a maze of kelp, without a doubt. Alright, now before I do too many more, I want to see what that looks like. It might be fine. Let's just do one vertical going down along here. And then that will be my last one until after I erase and see what it looks like. I'd love to know how you guys decide what to draw. I'd love to know your thought processes. I'd love any suggestions you have on what I could have done different or better. I think that would be awesome. I'm going to give that just 1 second, and then I'm going to get out my eraser. I'm going to clean my eraser off because I want to make sure that I'm not bringing on any pencil onto the project. I only want to be picking it up. I don't know how you erase yours, but I have these little sandpaper, and that's what I'll use to kind of clean off an eraser. And then let's go ahead and do this. Definitely, if you're using pencil, you want a very soft touch so you don't kind of get the indents in the paper. But there's no right and wrong. It's whatever you like. Not liking that kind of hole right up there. So let's grab an 01 pen. And let's go ahead and darken this in. And then let's go ahead and darken that in. That will help camouflage that just a little bit. When I darken these lines, I don't worry at all about going over the drawing. That's just the perfect way to make your drawing go in behind the veins. So to me, that's just the easy way to do that. What I do think I need is I'm back to my 01 pen, and I think I need a few little vines up here. There we go. And then I'm going to want to make this a little bit bigger. So it's a little bit more of a pronounced start. All right, what do you think? Would you be done? Are you ready to shade? Is there a spot I missed? Something else I should do? Here's a little plain. This side is definitely more full than this side. I could definitely add something along in here if I wanted to. I could here do a little something like this. And then in each arc, I made that one just a little bit too thin. In each arc, I could do something different. Let's do that. So I need a super heavy pin. Let's go back to my 12. And we're gonna go like this. Notice I'm not following my pencil lines. I decided on a different width than my pencil lines. And then from right there, back here, we're going to do these. Probably a mistake to do this right next to the plant, but hopefully I can do some shading that will help that plant stand out. Here, let's do this, some arches. And what should we do next? Maybe a couple of these. I'm always a big fan of a checkerboard. I don't know if you can even just color that in. So we're going to give that a second to... Alrighty. Hey everybody, unfortunately that's where we're going to have to end it today. We're already at that 30-minute mark and I don't want this video to be too large to upload. But don't worry, in just a couple days, there'll be the next video out and you'll be able to catch up and see how we bring this together with shading and fine tuning. In the meantime, check out some of my other videos. Our peaceful patterns will be coming out every Wednesday. And I hope you're having a good day. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.